How's it going, guys? It's HermitGRAB here and welcome to another Pokemon video. Considering that I recently surpassed 100 subscribers and as of late surpassed 200 subscribers, thank you guys by the way, I've decided to commemorate this by making a video about my favorite things in Pokemon. Specifically, favorite Pokemon of every type. Every Pokemon fan under the sun, or moon, has their favorite Pokemon of every type, and these are my favorites. Side note, if the Pokemon is dual-typed, I cannot include it into two types. I can only include it in one. I'm HermitGRAB, and these are my favorite Pokemon of every type. Let's check it out. First off is Normal, and my favorite Normal-type Pokemon is Staraptor. I would argue that Staraptor is the first regional bird to be viable for the entirety of the game. Now, there are some people that would argue that Pidgeot has a case, but it always gets overshadowed in the late game when Pokemon like Tauros or Snorlax take the spot. Also, Staraptor's shiny kinda reminds me of Maya birds, and I see those birds every day since they are really common here. Staraptor's moveset is also really good. With access to moves like Brave Bird and Close Combat, it's a very viable damage dealer for the team. Next is Fire, and my favorite Fire-type Pokemon is Blaziken. Blaziken is really good. It was my first Fire starter Pokemon, and it was very helpful in my Pokemon Emerald team since it provided more depth for the team and more dynamic type coverage. In Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky, in my initial playthrough, my partner was a Torchic, and the events in the story made me enjoy the whole evolutionary line a lot more. Up next is Fighting, and my favorite Fighting-type Pokemon, believe it or not, is Phalanx. Now, I know there are a lot of other Fighting-type Pokemon for this list like Lucario, Hawlucha, Grapploct, Machamp, and Gallade, but I just love Phalanx. It's cute, its animation is adorable with it marching in place, it crossing all over the place in Route 8 is just really cute, and it packs a punch. With access to moves like Close Combat, Mega Horn, First Impression, and having a signature move in No Retreat. Its base stat total is 470, which is more than Breloom, Sock, Throw, and the Hitmon trio. So Phalanx is a Pokemon that shouldn't be underestimated. Next is Water, and my favorite Water-type Pokemon is Swampert. Swampert is my first ever fully evolved starter Pokemon, and I have fond memories of my journeys with Swampert and it being the captain of my team. Swampert is the only Pokemon in my team to participate in getting all of the silver symbols in the Emerald Battle Frontier, and I still have memories of my mirror battle with Dome Ace Tucker when it all came down to my Swampert versus his Swampert. Also, I caught a Mudkip in Pokemon Go and transferred it to my Sword team, and it fit like a glove. And in my imagination, I thought that Swampert is a veteran coming back to help out the new recruits and teaming up with new Pokemon like Sylveon or Corviknight. Next is Flying, and my favorite Flying-type Pokemon is Talonflame. This was a really difficult decision because it came down to Corviknight or Talonflame. But I went with Talonflame due to having more fond memories with it rather than Corviknight. Talonflame was a beast before the Gale Wings patch, and it was so good and even broken that it was basically a requirement for competitive Pokemon at the time. Talonflame is also my first ever shiny Pokemon that I got in Pokemon Go and is currently a champion. Also, Talonflame is my main in Pokemon Unite and is always a dependable pick for me to break a losing streak. Next is Grass, and my favorite Grass-type Pokemon is obviously Sceptile. And the Hoenn starter trio is finally complete. Now, having a favorite Grass-type Pokemon that isn't Sceptile is hard, much less top 5. Sceptile is a Pokemon that I have fond memories of it being my rival's pure counter to Swampert. Sure, it never evolved into a Sceptile, but Game Freak honestly should have fully evolved the rival starter in the first place. Sceptile was also prominent in the anime when I watched it as a kid, and it looked really cool throughout the time I was watching. Also, Leaf Blade is one of my favorite Pokemon moves, and it being Sceptile's original signature move made me appreciate it all the more. Next is Poison, and my favorite Poison Pokemon is Nidoking. This one took me a lot longer than the others since the Poison type is my favorite type. I decided to go for Nidoking due to my experience with it in Pokemon Fire Red. When I was younger, I challenged myself to play the game without the traditional starter. I picked Nidoran Male because I liked Nidoking, and it carried my team throughout the game. Nidoking is also a beast back then due to its moveset with TMs and even HMs. These days, Nidoking is still a solid pick and can maximize moves like Poison Jab and Venoshock. Up next is Electric, and my favorite electric type Pokemon is Magnezone. Magnezone is in the same situation as Nidoking, where it became a go-to Pokemon for me in my journey, specifically in Pokemon Black 2. I had fond memories of Magnezone completely decimating the competition, with it being really tanky and effective in dealing back damage. Also, I really like Magnezone because it made a Pokemon that I was kinda disappointed in into an absolute beast in the game. Also, its moveset makes it very versatile for any team. It can be a carrier for playthroughs to being a status fighter. Up next is Ground, and my favorite ground-type Pokemon is Flygon. Oh, Flygon, the overlooked Pokemon. I really do feel sad for Flygon since it could have gotten a Mega Evolution or a regional variant, but it hasn't yet, and we've just given up on the poor thing. Flygon is a favorite of mine because of its original design. It looks really cool and is very dynamic with the colors, and Shiny Flygon is oddly one of my favorite shinies. I just hope that one day, Flygon will have something new and be a mainstay in my team rather than being overlooked. Next is Psychic, and my favorite Psychic type Pokemon is Gardevoir. Back then in Generation 3, I was really surprised at Wally's Gardevoir since it was the first time I've ever seen one. This is due to Ralts being very bad in the early portions of the game, but in several replays, Gardevoir got more appreciation out of me due to helping out against trainers like Winona, Maxie, Archie, Juan, and Wallace. Gardevoir even helped me out in the Battle Pike, getting me a silver luck symbol. Nowadays, Gardevoir is part Fairy type, which makes it all the more powerful and viable for teams and is just absolutely spectacular. Up next is Rock, and my favorite Rock type Pokemon is Dreadnought. Now, I know there are several other Rock type Pokemon to choose from, but Dreadnought stuck with me the most. During my playthrough of Pokemon Sword, I chose Scorbunny as my starter. But then I struggled on finding a good water-type Pokemon, and Choodle is the one that I picked, and Dreadnought has stuck with me ever since. In my team, Dreadnought was the most available Pokemon for the job and for the occasion. Also, the Dreadnought deck is my best purchase and play deck in Pokemon TCG Online, and I enjoy using it whether I win or lose. Next is Ice, and my favorite Ice-type Pokemon is Alolan Ninetales. In my opinion, Alolan Ninetales is the best regional variant so far. I love the design since it's based on Arctic foxes, and I like foxes. The design is beautiful and majestic, and it looks pleasing to see. Alolan Ninetales gets extra appreciation from me for its performance in Pokemon Unite since the people I play with who do use it are mostly great team players. Next is Bug, and my favorite Bug-type Pokemon is Scolipede. This is due to Scolipede being fun to use. I remember using Scolipede in my Black 2 playthrough, and I enjoyed using it, especially since it was the first Pokemon that I maximized the use of Venoshock. It had powerful moves like Mega Horn, and I just beat the competition with it during my first time in the Pokemon League in Black 2. Next is Dragon, and my favorite Dragon-type Pokemon is Rayquaza. What else is there need to be said for Rayquaza? It is widely considered as the best Pokemon due to it having the ability to Mega Evolve and hold an item at the same time while having a base stat total of 780, assuming it Mega Evolved. Rayquaza commands a lot of respect in the Pokémon story and the Pokémon fanbase. It was featured in the first Pokémon in-game cutscene, it has an awesome shiny form, and it is the first legendary Pokémon I ever caught. Up next is Ghost, and my favorite Ghost-type Pokémon is Dragapult. Dragapult is a very cool concept of a Pokémon. It is somewhat of a combination of a crossbow and a stealth bomber. My only knock on it is that it evolves too late at level 60, but it is a very powerful Pokémon, especially when you consider it is a pseudo-legendary Pokémon. And also, it being based off a stealth bomber gets more appreciation points from me since I used to cheese those in Civilization. Next is Dark, and my favorite Dark-type Pokémon is Zoroark. This is similar with the Poison type where I took a long time to pick which Pokémon is my favorite since there are so many great Dark-type Pokémon. But I chose Zoroark due to it being really cool and it being able to transform into one of your Pokémon to make a decoy play. Zoroark is also the first gift Pokémon that I turned into a champion, and that Black 2 Zoroark still gives me fond memories to this day. Next up is Steel, and my favorite Steel-type Pokémon is Metagross. Metagross has always been one of my favorite Pokémon ever since I got that Beldum from Steven's house in Moss Deep City. Metagross is one of those Pokémon that can be relied upon whenever you need it. Also, Shiny Metagross is one of my favorite shinies and potentially even top 5 or top 3 favorite shinies in the whole franchise. Its assistance in Super Smash Bros. Is one of my favorite Pokémon assists in the game. Metagross also has one of my favorite Pokémon Mega Evolutions, and it always will be a part of my team if Beldum is available in any game. And finally is the newest type so far, Fairy. My favorite Fairy-type Pokémon is Sylveon. Sylveon has been really good to me in the games I've played with it, namely Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Legends Arceus. I had fun with it, especially in moments I had with my team while camping. Sylveon was always the one to go around and talk with other members of the team, and being the team mascot. It was also my first ever Fairy-type Pokémon I've ever gotten since the type was introduced. Sylveon will always have a spot on my team, and is my personal favorite evolution. And there you have it, my favorite Pokémon of every type. Thank you guys so much for getting me past 200 subscribers, and I'm very happy that you continue to support the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to like this video and subscribe with post notifications on. Also, comment down below what are your favorite Pokémon from every type. I'll respond to as many comments as I can. I'm HermitGRAB, and I'll see you soon.